All right, today's lesson is over solving systems of equations by elimination. So we already learned this last week. Remember that in order to solve by elimination, your equations have to be in standard form. You will have two equations, and you need them to line up like this in standard form, and you're either going to cancel out for x or you're going to cancel out for y, so one of them has to be negative and one of them has to be positive. All right, but here's the new thing for today. The equations will not cancel out unless you make them have the same coefficient. So everybody look at the first example. 6x would never cancel out with 2x even if I changed 1 to a negative. 5y would never cancel out with 3y. But what I can do is multiply one of these equations by the same number so that it will cancel out. So ask yourself, can you turn one of these numbers into the other by multiplying? Well, I can turn 2 into 6 by multiplying by 3. I cannot turn 3 into 5. So I'm going to go with the x's, and I'm going to multiply this entire equation by negative 3. Okay, so I have negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And I'll just bring my plus sign down. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9y. And negative 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, so I made that equation into this one, and this one looked good. So I'm just going to rewrite this one right here. 6x plus 5y equals 19. Now that I can eliminate one of these, then I'm going to go ahead and solve this by elimination. So I'm going to combine negative 9 plus 5, which is negative 4y, and 15, that should be a negative 15. Yeah, so see, that was negative 3 times positive 5, so that should be negative 15. Negative 15 plus 19 is 4. And then I'm going to divide by negative 4. That cancels out, and y is negative 1. Now that I know y, I can plug it back in to solve for x. So I'm going to solve for x with this equation. I have 6 times x plus 5 times negative 1 equals 19. So 6x minus 5 equals 19. So I'm going to plus 5, so I get 6x equals 24. And then divide by 6, and the value of x is 4. So you could either write your answer like this or as a coordinate 4 comma negative 1. Okay, let's try the next example. So on the next example, I cannot eliminate any of these, but I could multiply the top equation by, would I do 2 or would I do negative 2? If you said positive 2, then I'm going to get 4x and 4x, and then it won't cancel out. I need to multiply by negative 2. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4x. Negative 2, I'm going to put a plus sign. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. Okay, so I did that. It's gone. Now I can combine these by process of elimination. So this is going to cancel out. I have 11 plus negative 2, which is 9y. And I have 9 plus 18, which is 27. I'm going to divide by 9. And y is 3. So I'll put that right here. Now I'm going to plug back in this 3 for that y. So I have 4x plus 11 times 3 is equal to 9. So 4x plus 11 times 3 is 33. And then I'm going to subtract 33. And I'm going to get 9 minus 33, which is negative 24, I believe. Then divide by 4. So the value of x is negative 6. So my answer is negative 6, comma 3. Okay, the next question, I'm going to give you just a second to look at it and tell me what is the first thing that I would have to do to this to start my process to solve it. If you said rearrange this equation, you were correct. So this would have to move to this side by subtraction. So I would have negative 3x plus 2y equals negative 9. So I fixed that one, and this one already looks good. So I have 4x plus 5y equals 35. Can I eliminate anything at all? No, I can't. But what I can do is I can multiply. So let's look at this. 3 can never become 4 if I want to multiply something by 3. 2 can never become 5. So I'm going to have to do something to both equations. And you can decide. I could, it's kind of like the least common multiple, I don't know, something you'll learn in like 5th grade. But anyways, I'm just going to, I know that if I multiply this equation by 4, then this will become negative 12. And if I multiply this equation by 3, this will become positive 12, and then they will cancel out. So that's what I have to do first. So here we go. Okay, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12x. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. And I'm just going to separate this so I don't get confused. 3 times 4 is 12x. 3 times 5 is 15. And 3 times 35 is 105. Now I can solve by elimination. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I had to change both equations so that I could make them both the same number, either on the x or the y. I could have chosen to multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by negative 2 or something, and then these would have both become 10. So it's totally up to you. You will get the same answer. Okay, that cancels out. 8 plus 15 is 23, and negative 36 plus 105 is 69. And then I'm going to divide by 23, and I get 3. So the value of y is 3. And you can plug it back into any of these equations. It doesn't matter. You could plug it back into this one. So I'm going to do, I need the value of x. So 4x plus 5 times 3 equals 35. Okay, well that's 15, so I'm going to subtract 15 over here, and 35 minus 15 is 20. So I have 4x equals 20, and then divide by 4, and I get x equals 5. So I could write it like this, or I could write 5, 3. Okay, I feel like you guys should be catching on right now without a lot of support from me. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to try to solve this one on your own. What we'll do is we'll break it up into steps. So right now, even if you didn't finish writing all this down, stop what you're doing. I want you to do the first step on this one. The first step is to put it into standard form. Go. Okay, everybody look up at the board and see if you did it correctly. So this one was already written correct, so that's why I just wrote it. I moved this 7x to this side by adding. So I have 7x plus 4y equals negative 8. And everybody should have been able to do that with no issues. Now, let's look at the next step. Can I eliminate anything with the way it is? No, I can't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a number to multiply by to make these numbers the same. And we just did the 4 and the 3, So that would work. So